So I've got a rental car. My mom's in tow. This is my mom. Mom, say hi.
Hi.
It's Sunday. I'm heading to dinner with my mom.
I'm gonna eat a lot. I'm starving.
Okay.
That's not taping what I'm saying, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
And then I will be embarking on a 4-hour drive to Indianapolis.
How do you pay attention to your driving when you're doing all that?
All I'm doing is holding the camera.
And not the steering wheel?
Well, I got one hand on the steering wheel, one hand on the camera. I've got a lot of drive time. Wanted to discuss this week is the concept of millennials, of millennialism, and just general generational stereotyping or sagging. I have a theory that a lot of it is just bull. As people get older and then look at others that are younger, they forget what it was like to be 20. The environment in which they've grown up is certainly different. I mean, I didn't have my first cell phone until I was in law school, I think. When you're young, you're idealistic, and you want to do things to help people. You want to make the world a better place. And frankly, you know, as you get older, you lose some of that. People get more practical. They have families. They need to think about their own financial well-being. A lot of us in business, particularly those that are focused on, you know, building high-performing teams and working with high-performing teams, you know, are constantly looking to try to understand what those young people are thinking. A lot of it could be done with some empathy, with remembering what it was like to be that 20-year-old idealist. Remember what it was like to be that new associate, that person brand new in your work. So what I want to explore this week is really trying to understand why we have generational stereotypes. Do we need generational stereotypes? All right, made it to Indy. It's cold. It's wintertime now. I get to visit some interesting places in this job. It's taken me to 5 continents: North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa. 6. It's taken me to 6 continents. All of the contiguous United States. Went to Alaska for vacation. But, you know, I get around. Some locations arguably sexier than others, but we're here. Gonna get some sleep and see you guys in the morning. Lights. See, because I rented a car, I don't have to. I can just bring my suit on a hanger. It's quite nice. I still have my suitcase, however, I just don't have to put my suit in it. Almost forgot the camera. Had a good client meeting. I am driving to Louisville, Kentucky. It is properly referred to as Louisville. It's a great town. I'm going to show you around when we get there. There's a lot that has been studied and written on millennials. There is a lot that has been studied and written on Generation X. I don't want to discount academics and people who are much smarter than me and experts in this type of thing, the work that they've done, because it's important to respect experts and people that understand these things. It's dangerous to make generational stereotypes, just like it's dangerous to make racial stereotypes. It's dangerous to make religious stereotypes. It's dangerous to make any stereotypes. What's important if you want to have a high-performing team is to understand the individual, understand the human being. You know, millennials, just like Generation X, I've heard to reviewed as selfish and self-serving and not hardworking and have been given everything and don't want to put in the work to be able to get the rewards. And you know, I have certainly met people in a multitude of generations that fit those characteristics. And if you want to get the most out of a person, regardless of what age they are, try to understand what makes that person tick, what's important to that person. All right, made it to the Louisville Marriott. Then to work out, get a bite to eat, get some sleep, do a client meeting in the morning. All right, so we have a sick kid situation. So I am going to be going to go back to St. Louis tonight. It's nice since I drove. I can kind of go back when I need to. I'm packing feverishly because we have to go to the client for a meeting. But the tour of Louisville may be very, very limited. This is a little trick that I use to avoid wrinkleness of my suits. Leave it in the bag, fold, fold, and just put on top. That's it. That's the trick. We do it with sport coats and with so there we go. And we're off. So here is your scenic tour of Louisville. Really a lovely city. Just pulling into St. Louis. The drive home always seems longer than the drive there. Great client meetings, had a good opportunity to hang out with my team. It's good to be back in 314. So back in the home office today, and wanted to spend only a couple minutes reflecting on why millennialism is. The challenge that I would have to those that get older and are trying to understand the generation below them and understand how to motivate them and understand how to drive them is remember what it was like to be at that point in your career. And the most important thing to understand generational differences is just to understand the basic differences that we all have as human beings. Boy, do we have a treat for you next week. Kelly McConey will be officially entering the vlog as we travel to our first international destination on the vlog, Mexico City. She'll be heading back from Mexico City to St. Louis, where we're going to meet in Chicago for our firm holiday party. And I will be going from Mexico City either to New York City and then Chicago, or directly back to Chicago. I'm still waiting to see if a meeting gets finalized. But join us next week for an exciting trip around North America. See you next week. Oh, and for those that keep visiting the vlog and refuse to subscribe, please take the approximate 90 seconds that it takes to sign up to Google and then join YouTube and subscribe to me. Thank you. See you next week.